Hi, everyone. Amanda Moore here on volume 18 of the Blastout. I am so thrilled to welcome Fire Chief Ryan McCormick to episode 18 of the Blastout. Ryan has 25 years of dedicated fire service. He is currently the fire chief for the city of Alexander, Arkansas. He's also served for 12 years as the training captain for the city of Bryant and is the founder of First In Fire Conference. First In has seen significant growth in attendance over the past few years, attracting firefighters not just from Arkansas, but surrounding states as well. So, Ryan, welcome to volume 18 of the Blast Out. It's my understanding that First In is going to be held there in Little Rock, Arkansas, September 11th through the 14th. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. And thank you for the having an opportunity to make some time to visit with you. I'm excited.
Yes, yeah. Well, I appreciate you agreeing to come on. I every blast out, it is just um, so fun to watch where the direction that the blast out is going. So it's always started out to give value to the fire service and to bring awareness to fundraisers and to upcoming conferences. But each time that I have a guest on, it just brings more and more value to it. So I'm excited to talk about your fire conference. Did I leave anything out in the intro? Is there anything that you'd like to add?
No, I think that's perfect. That hit it to that gives enough of who I am or all about me kind of deal. So we're good.
All right, perfect. So I just want to start at the gate. What inspired you to bring First into Arkansas?
Yes. So we took about 12 years of training in the city of Bryan. I'm passionate about the training and passionate about seeing others succeed. And as we just kind of open the doors through the networking of me going and traveling throughout the years, just kind of in my mind wanted to bring something to Arkansas that wasn't here. And Arkansas didn't have that as many conferences or fire opportunities for training other than in-house or collectively in their counties. And so one of the things that I felt that it was important to is um, do a smaller version of and I don't even want to say this, it's a smaller version of an FDIC. When those type of individuals or those instructors and those mentors that are together for a week collectively a week in Indianapolis is try to bring some of those who are my friends and those that I mentor as well. I mentor or they're my mentor, excuse me, and just try to bring that to Arkansas. And for several reasons is not everybody can get off and make a travel to FDIC or go to Florida or wherever the conferences are being held, but try to just bring it to their back door,
Yeah.
and also from a cost, try to save costs as well. And you see these small conferences going out 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and their time's valuable. And so if you get them closer to home, you can maybe impact more.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw. The opportunity to or the vision was to build something for not just Arkansas but surrounding areas that folks want to be a part of, that they don't have to travel so far, and try to keep it cost and not as much cost as it could be for if especially folks are using it out of their own pockets.
No, absolutely. I I I know for a fact I've attended twice with Corley. It may have been 3 times now.
Mm-hmm.
And each time I go, it's been fun watching because it really does give the instructors and the students the opportunity to be one. I mean, to just be together, to have conversations, one-on-one conversations. Like it really feels more of like friends coming together more than it
Mm-hmm.
does, a big
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah.
So,
And that's actually what my one of my goals is, as from first in perspective, is a conference. I mean, you can always go to these conferences, and every conference has um, uh, great plans and activities. But one thing I would hope mine sets out differently is these instructors that are coming, is they're making time, or I make sure we give time for them to have, whether it's in their class or in their presentation or even in the evenings, to have a one-on-one, because we're all human. We're just a name, and we just get out. We go out there and we sell our passion and we give our passion to others. But some of these folks just don't have the ability or want to go sit beside I'll just use as like Corley Moore or a Chief Thompson. And so the opportunity just to sit in front of those type of individuals in a round table or just have breaking bread and having at a bar
Yeah.
is something valuable I just kind of want to set us a little different than the others.
Yes.
But not that I'm any better than anybody else, because I'm not. In fact, I just my goal is just to let's come and learn together, but also be different.
Yes. Yeah. No, I love that. You have an incredible lineup that shows up
Yeah.
year after year with your
Mhm.
conferences, and they all bring their own unique professional experiences to these conferences. Share with us some of the speakers and instructors that you have that's participating this year in the fire conference.
Yeah, so first in is September 11th through the 14th, and this is honestly the biggest conference that I have put on uh, as first in, and so and this has been really a challenge this year to get the right folks that I was seeking, just because of everybody's schedules and timing, and it
Sure.
just everything gets narrowed down, and it just worked, and so I'm excited to share. So September 11th, that's a big day in the fire service. And so I was hesitant to do a September 11th day just because I didn't want to take away from what that day means. But I spoke with Chief Kirk Isaacson, and he and I have been talking several years, and just no dates have just really worked out. It just kind of fell with his schedule, my schedule, and planning. But I explained to him what my thoughts were about that day, and about what some ideas that I had, and he was gracious and kind enough to say I'm in. And so September 11th, Kirk Isaacson is going to be here all day, and he's going to be basically um, lecturing for 8 hours or however long he wants to go. You know how Chief is. And,
Be careful now.
I may not be getting. I might be getting something too much. I'm asking, but he's going to be here, and that he's going to start the day off, start the conference off, and all day that September 11th, and whatever he brings, there's it's going to be a totally different type of day that we're used to hearing about. And so, not just about 9/11, but about the passion, where the fire service is going, where we are going, and how we're going to get there. And so I'm just excited about that day, and to have Kirk, Chief Ike here in Arkansas.
Yeah.
That's been huge. I don't believe he's been here. I was talking to him. I don't believe he's been here in Arkansas. I could be wrong, but I don't believe he has. So um, this is big for Arkansas, and just for a conference. Anytime he shows up, something big's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and so and he's not only the other big name that's coming. I got a couple other. Let me explain who else I have coming on. So Chief Kirk is all day on Wednesday, and then we go Thursday into the Friday. Both days are lectures. And in those 2 days, David Mellon, Todd Edwards, Eric Budd from Washington D.C. Rescue, Andy Starnes, Clyde Gordon, Jeremy Douch from National Fire Radio, Chief Scott Thompson, and then obviously Corley Moore. He's been here from the beginning, your husband. And
Yeah.
so those are the lecture series that's going to go on. And
Wow.
that's pretty, in my opinion, it's a pretty big dynamic
That's top notch right
name.
there.
Yeah, and I mean, I phoned a friend and I said, "Hey guys, there are all these chiefs and officers, my friends." And I'm like, "This is my plan. This is what I like to do. What can we? Can you be a part of it?" And it wasn't a let me talk about it and see. It was yes.
Yeah.
So I know that we haven't had that I'm aware of these names in one room together in several areas before, and
Yeah.
so I'm excited to have those individuals here. And that's just for the lecture side of it. I haven't stepped into the Saturday, which is going to be a hot class, and so I'll tell you about that real
Yes,
quick.
please do that because that's on my question I was gonna ask
You
next.
want
So,
me, you
yeah.
want me, you want me to stop, do that later? You want to go continue
No, no,
on?
no.
Whatever.
Go right into it.
So Saturday's a hot class. There's three different classes. Kevin Fluger from the Dagum guys down in Texas. They are coming up, and they're going to do another 8-hour class of just hoses, water, flowing water. They were here last year. In fact, they've been here a couple years, and
Yeah.
it's they flow water, move water, and move until you're tired. Which and they just get it's a really their team is awesome, and they just bring a lot of uh, different types of nuggets and skills to share and to learn from. The guys from Philadelphia 10, Philly 10, and the fastboard guys, Eric Allen, they're going to be here. And Philly 10 is Jeff Eckert
Yeah.
and also Gabe Salas, and they're off of Squad 72 in Philadelphia. And so they're coming again. They've been a part of the conference before, and they bring the Philly to Arkansas and the Philly way. Does that make sense?
Yes,
And
no, it does.
we're going to work out. We're going to work with some managing the Maydays, firefighter survival, firefighter down, just whatever they come up with, they're going to bring it, and it's not going to be a simple hands-on class. It's going to be if you haven't taken their classes before, it's going to be a dynamic, and it's going to be changing throughout the whole day. And then the last one is Robert Ramirez, Mayday Mindset.
Nice.
Robert's a good man,
Oh, yeah.
and he's a great friend, and I talked to him about this doing a lecture he did last year, and I'm like, you know what, let's change it up. Come up here and let's do some hands-on because I think that's important this year for RIT, Mayday, going back to basics with the fire hoses and moving water, getting to where you need to go. How are you going to get there and know where you're going and how you're going to get there. And then the other thing is just trying to the Mayday side of it is being prepared. We're never going to be actually prepared, but being prepared to know what's going on. And I think that's exciting to have. And so that Saturday is going to take care of all those three, and you get a choice to pick between any one of those three
Oh,
to be
man.
a part.
That's gonna be a
So
hard choice.
it is. So but I want to make it. What my goal is to with the fire with First In is to make the conference something different, something that these guys or anybody all of our whoever's coming is excited to be a part of and want to learn and see something different outside of the normal conference.
Well, there's no doubt they're gonna leave wanting more. I mean, what you
Yes.
every I've had the honor of meeting every single one of those people that you've mentioned,
Mhm.
and, just from a spouse's standpoint, they're all great individuals, very respectful, down to earth. Eh, the beauty that I love, when I travel and attend conferences with Corley is sitting in on these conferences because I've been saying for a long time, like, what it is that the fire service talks about, I mean, minus the tactics, but a
Yeah.
lot of that you can transfer to any organization. Just
Right.
insert your organization where it's firehouse, fire service, fire department, firefighter.
Yeah.
So I like to sit in on these conferences because I gain value and knowledge from them as well. But
Yeah.
every single one of those individuals, when they get up to instruct, even on hands-on, because I like to go out and watch the hands-on. I
Yeah.
don't want to be a part of the hands-on. I just want to watch from a distance. But
Right.
they all command a room. I mean, people are very
Yes.
engaged and plugged into what they have to say. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, that's going to be a good time. People
It
are in
is, and
for a
I
real
think.
treat.
Oh yeah, and I think one of the things about the individuals or the friends that are coming, all the instructors are coming in, is there's people that are out there wanting to hear from them.
Mhm.
They're wanting to hear what they have to say, and I think one of they're all going to get 2 hours to talk about what they want to bring to the table, and then the evenings, and so but I think we've been there before, Amanda, together. Where do you learn more from? Is that dinner time around the table, or sitting at a hotel bar, or sitting somewhere just in a side of the road, just having a discussion.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be that's I think that's the one thing that sets us differently a little bit is that I'm making time to make that happen.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a great example. Little Rock Fire Department. We're doing it in Little Rock, obviously, but Little Rock Fire Department Union Local 34. They bought in on it last year, and they did a party at their union hall,
Yes,
and invited everybody over there. I don't know if you
I
there
did.
for that. Yeah,
We did,
and
yeah.
so yeah, and so this year they're like, we want to do that again,
Mhm.
and so that was part of, and you saw is everybody just kind of getting away from the hotel, going over to a location, and there's really there's it's a just a walk up and let's start talking.
Yes.
And I think that's important. I think that's important about any type of conference, whether it's first in or wherever else you want to go to, is you have that ability, and you have the ability to give that time
Mhm.
to make for those that are attending to talk to the instructors.
Yeah.
And you can bring, we I think sometimes we learn more outside of a training room,
I yeah.
and then you bring that back to your fire department. And not everything that we talk about or anything that we do is going to be ideal for each fire station or each fire company or fire department. But there are some of those things that you can bring back and have that passion.
Well, and I
And
think that oh, sorry.
well, and passion is contagious,
It is.
and I truly believe that. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, and that's up to the individual. You attend
Yeah.
these conferences. Obviously, everything is not one size fits all. So you take the nuggets that apply, and then you go back and you use those. But you
Right.
know, I you said something that really resonated, and it was a thought that I've had, and Corley and I have shared it before. Is and I kind of liken it to when you're raising your children, and like for example, the fire conferences, you said that sometimes you get a little more value on just those informal, around the dinner table kind of conversations
Right.
versus sitting in the classroom style setting.
Mhm.
That's so true too. Like with when you're raising your kids or whenever you're having a conversation with your spouse, even is I can sit here and direct my kids or have, a conversation with my spouse, but it's when we sit around the dining room table and it just happens naturally and the
Yes.
conversations flow. And I could say the same thing earlier in the day, you know, uh, to my child, but it not register. But something
Right.
around that dining room table, where it's like all the walls are down and we're just having conversation that seems to stick. And so
Yes.
it's the same thing what you were saying in having those informal conversations around the bar, the hotel bar, or at the local, union hall.
Right, right, and I think that's important. I don't know if that's different than I don't know if what we're doing is different than somebody else is doing. I've been to several conferences all over the nation, and when we go teach and stuff like that, and you still go out, you still go to the bars, you still have that conversation. But I value making time for our instructors to be able to see the students that are participating more,
Yeah.
because some of us in the fire service, when you get in a room with let's say I'm just using Corley for a second, right? Um, some folks are timid to come up to say hey or shake a hand, but and they just want to hear from what you have to say. But when you get in a smaller area, a smaller group, they get hearing about what Corley has to say, or what Chief Scott or Chief Clyde or Chief Ike or whatever, and they start hearing it and like, you know what, I want to be part of that conversation, and
Yeah.
I want to listen to what they're having to say, and then it opens up more doors for just not only the instructor who's here, but those students, and then that networking. I think that's a big part of the fire service is that networking and that training conferences bring,
Very
and
much. Yeah.
that's going down a whole nother travel, a whole nother lane of more time to do, but networking is huge, I think, and you grow, because it's you can't grow sitting in your box,
Very
and
true.
and so getting out and going to these conferences and getting to meet new friends and listening, and that like you said earlier, that passion is contagious, and I think that's part of how you build your family and how you build your culture.
Yes, absolutely I agree. And which actually leads right into the kind of networking opportunities that you're going to have available there at the
Mm-hmm.
conference,
Yes,
for
ma'am.
these firefighters to connect, with their peers
Right.
and with these instructors and every instructor that you've listed. I've seen all of them sit down one on one, have beers, and it's not and they're very true to who they are. Like, it's not a show. It's
Yeah.
these are down to the earth,
Humble.
individuals.
It's humble.
Very humble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yep.
so a lot of times I think that they get just as much enjoyment, if not more enjoyment and value from having those conversations with the people that are attending too. I
Hmm.
mean, the instructors get value from that as well.
Oh, I do. I know that when I go out and teach and go out, you have a 2 hour window. Go through your PowerPoint presentation and go through your whatever you're normally what your passion is to share. That's what you're giving to the conference. The bonus is the after.
Mhm.
The after dinners, the after parties, the after sitting in the lobby of a hotel, going to a bar in a hotel, the after. And I truly believe the after is where most of these conferences are gained from, is because that's where there's kind of there's really, and I won't say no rules, but there's really not a direction of travel, right? Of a
Right.
conversation. I don't have to talk about what my PowerPoint presentation tells me about, but let's talk about real world work, real
Yeah.
world jobs. Let's be passionate about that. Or, hey, what a scenario that somebody may brought in and don't know what to do future. One of our instructors or somebody around that group might know or been involved in something that's similar. They can help out. So I think that's the after side of it is just as important, if not more important.
Well, and I know that it's important to you because when you go to the registration page, it's day 1 lecture,
Mhm.
social event, you know,
Yes.
day 2
Yep.
lecture, social event, and
Yes.
so on and so forth. And so I know right away, like, that's important. The social aspect is very important to you, and I think it's important overall. So
Yes.
I love that we got to touch on that that in depth. As far as the conference location goes, it's there,
Yeah.
like you said, it's in Little Rock, Arkansas. I was there
Yes.
last year. It's a beautiful place, beautiful area. Share some details about that location. Is it a family friendly event? Like if a firefighter wanted to bring their family, not necessarily,
Sure.
I understand, not necessarily maybe to the conference, but to the area.
Oh, absolutely. So Little Rock has all sorts of different activities that you can go to within about 20 to 30 minutes. If you like to hike, there's a Pinnacle Mountain. There's lots of state parks in Arkansas, and so that's more of shopping. Ladies love to shop. You bring your wife and stuff. There's outlets close by, within 15 20 minutes of the hotel. The hotel is a Holiday Inn Conference Center on Bankhead Drive. It's right beside the airport, literally right beside the airport. And so there's a shuttle that's within. You just go out and you just pick it. They have shuttles there from the airport back and forth, and it's
Nice.
within a mile of the. You can see it. You can see the hotel from when you're coming off the airport or coming out of the airport, there. So
Very
there's
convenient.
lots of, yeah. There's if you're going to fly in, if you're but if you have things to do, like you want to bring your family, there's lots of things to do. Clinton Library is downtown Little Rock. Downtown is also being there's a lot of different restaurants, a lot of different uh, downtown atmosphere that you can go and look at. But there's a lot of opportunities to just get outside and do if your wife and kids want to come as well.
Love that. How
Yeah.
important are vendors to your conference? Kind of switching gears here.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I
vendors,
appreciate it.
sponsors.
So vendors, so I have that's one thing. I'll just be transparent with you. That's one thing that I really um, I'm working on hard to get a bigger a bigger vendor event. I have 6 or 7 vendors. Taylor Tins coming.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
Again, Taylor,
Oh
he's
yeah,
that's
he was
you know
there last year.
yeah, he was great. So Taylor's Mercedes hose, key hose. I think Banner Fire will be there. But I am for anybody who has the ability to want to showcase their product, is more than welcome. And from a funding perspective, it's very cost effective, just to and just to be able to be here to help us grow. In fact, what I normally do is what I ask is I want to be able to give free spots out to volunteer firefighters, in order to help them come to the conference. So whatever you're willing to give for a place to set up your product, I'm willing to capitalize on that to help somebody else come so they don't can't afford. And
Nice.
so and so that's kind of that. I want to be able to help others, to get there. So I'm willing to what's it worth? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? What's it
Yeah.
worth to come in and be a part of our event? And in our vendor area is going to be Thursday, Friday. Load in on Thursday, or Wednesday evening,
Okay.
right there at the hotel. Big, huge area that we had
I was
set
gonna
up
say
last
it's
year.
quite, yeah, it's quite a big
Yeah.
space.
Yes, ma'am. And so have that, and then load out. Be done Friday afternoon.
Okay.
So, and then there would, and then I always would expect the vendors to be a part of our social events and just come and have a network with them as well. And
Which I
so
think they
there's
probably
no.
would prefer too.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So, and so we have room. We still have room. We have lots of room, and if not, we'll make more room. The Holiday Inn has more room to use if we need it.
Nice.
So that's just one thing I haven't been able to grasp just yet, is getting the right people there to help grow that vendor side of it.
Sure.
I've been there. I've been able to get the right instructors there to grow from the student perspective, but who wants to in that passion. But the vendors, I'm just starting slowly to get it this year and last year, so it's growing. And
Good.
so hopefully you might hear with this, maybe we'll capitalize and get some more folks come to Little Rock.
Yeah, no, I would love that. I would love that. How would they get
Yep.
how would they get in touch with you if they wanted to?
Absolutely. So I'll do two ways. Our email is firstin.fd@gmail.com, or you can call me or text me at 501-920-7254. Those are the two best ways to get us. And if you forget that, you can go on our Facebook page and Facebook message us. Everything that we're doing, public announcements, all that kind of stuff, is on Facebook. We have that website for registration. But everything that we're doing to keep everybody up to date is on Facebook, just Facebook blasts.
Yeah, and you do an incredible job with your Facebook upkeep. So,
Thank you.
I, a lot of times if I want to share information for a fire conference, I really have to go dig deep because a lot of
Yeah,
people don't share links, they don't share
sure.
information, they don't share dates, and
Mhm.
you do a really good job of making sure that it's there. I if you can eliminate the time that it takes for somebody to have to dig for your conference, chances are you're
Mhm.
gonna have a better chance of them actually registering. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I appreciate that, and I'll also share a link, in the comments once we post the
Yeah.
show. As
Okay.
far as far as volunteers go, do you use volunteers? Is there volunteer opportunities?
Absolutely. So we could. There, I always have volunteers from the side of on the hot days for the hot classes, and also for inside um, the lecture side of it, from doing helping get the instructors to where they need to get to, travel back and forth, to also to helping the students coming in at the airport or at the Holiday Inn, and getting wherever they need to get to, and make it. I'm trying to make it as less painful as possible. But there's no stress on the other end of it, and you just come in, and we just, there's like signs here. Here's where you're gonna go, right?
Yes.
And just make it as comfortable and practical for everybody, so that they're not having to have an unknown.
Okay. Like that. As far as, if somebody does wanna volunteer, is the same contact information that you posted
Yes, ma'am.
for the sponsors? Okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
ma'am. Please.
Okay. As, we're wrapping it up here, but before we do, I wanna know, what does the future how do you vision the future of First In looking, the
Mhm.
long-term model in the years ahead?
Oh, honestly, my goal is to build on this and not do just one a year. And I don't want to go outside of Arkansas, because that's kind of the home. And
Sure.
and build it on, not even doing a 4 day lecture, but starting doing some officer development. Some rookie development, some leadership perspective classes, and then just kind of grow to a size where folks are waiting in line to click yes, I'm going to come, and just build upon it. That's my hope, and my goal, and uh, my vision. And the only way to do that is with you guys out there that are listening to this opportunity, this today, or whenever. And so it's just sharing and being able to be a part of something like this. And my goal is just to make one of the things, if you come, I want you to be hooked. I want you to say, I'm coming back next year. I'm coming back to the next one. Because there are conferences out there that are a lot larger than what we're a lot larger than what we're doing right now. But at some point, I really feel like we get moving forward. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. And that's my prayer and my belief.
Yeah. Well, I really believe that you're doing it for all the right reasons. And
Thanks.
Arkansas is a beautiful place to keep it at. You
Yeah.
guys, eh, you have so many different things to do. And like you said earlier, you could bring your family because there's hiking, there's shopping,
Mhm.
I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous down in Arkansas. So I think you have a good thing going there. And I love to see the instructors every year that you bring in and the opportunities that I get to go with Corley and just watch as your conference grows. So I'm
Thank you.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you and for the future of First In. And is there, as far as how the best way for those that are wanting to attend, wanting to register, maybe this year, maybe next year, or in the years ahead, what is the best way for them to keep up with that information? I know you said Facebook.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
and then as far as the registration or the website, what was that again? I always get it wrong myself because I always want to do first in hyphen net, but it's
Yeah.
the first
First,
hyphen
it's
net.
first dash in. Yes, it's first dash in .net.
Okay, perfect.
And one thing I did leave out is the price. I think that's important. We got to tell everybody about the price of it is. So it's for the 4 days. It's $340, and I think that
Nice.
was when I was trying to. That's really the big goal of mine for First In is trying to keep it uh, family oriented, but also not just family oriented, but your price, and because I don't want we have to pay to get everybody instructors fees and all the other kind of stuff. That's just part of it. But
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, I want as many folks as to be able to come and not hurt their family's budget.
Sure. No, and
And I said,
that's such a fine line too, because like you said, you have bills to pay when it comes to running a conference.
right,
And a lot of people don't that's never put on a conference. They don't understand just the
yeah,
sheer amount of one time
right,
and also money that goes into putting on these conferences. But at the same time, you want to keep it cost effective. You know,
yes,
I don't think anybody in the fire service that's putting on these conferences, I mean, maybe I've never come across anybody that just wants to price gouge and,
hmm,
capitalize on that. Like, I believe that the good majority of you guys are doing it from the place of give back your passion and
yeah,
to leave the fire service better than you found it,
that's right, that's
and
right.
and I love that. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited that you agreed to come on here is because I really believe in First In, and I believe in what you're doing and the value that you're bringing to not just Arkansas Fire Service, but to the surrounding states. So
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I really do. And thanks for reaching out and asking because it's been on my mind, and I appreciate you willing to let me sit and talk and go down the path and share about First In um, and and just grow. And again, um, it, it's a hard first or conferences are hard to make happen, and you got to have the students to make sure that you get there to make it happen. But I think it's worth the opportunity and the time to make yourself better and go to these small conferences.
yes, absolutely. Thank you again, Ryan, for agreeing to come on. I Whatever direction the blast out is headed in, I hope next year, if we're still doing this, that you agree to come back on and we talk about First In 2025. That'll be
Oh,
so
absolutely. We're absolutely. I will, and we'll have a 2025 date set for before we leave the conference in September, so everybody knows where to go for the next one.
nice. I love
I'm
that.
excited.
Forward thinking.
Yes. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
All
So
right.
I
Thank you so much,
appreciate it.
Ryan.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
You have a great day.
All right. Yes, ma'am. You too.
Bye-bye. Such a great time with Ryan. I'm so glad that he agreed to come on the blast out. And I want to jump right into sharing upcoming conferences and fundraisers with you guys now. Jesse Castillo, a brother to Manny in the fire service, recently was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And as firefighters do, His brothers and sisters in the fire service have rallied together to help Jesse and his family during this time. And I want to read something that I pulled straight from the GoFundMe page for the Castillo family, because I feel like it sums up beautifully uh, what they're doing and for who they're doing it for. Jesse is the epitome of what it means to be a husband, father, and firefighter. Many of you know him well and have been positively impacted by your interactions with him. For those of you that don't know him, he has served in Montgomery County, Texas for the past decade and is currently a lieutenant at Porter Fire Department. Jesse lives his life with a level of intensity and dedication that drives those around him to strive to get better every day and be the best that they can be. He is a kind of guy that would give you the shirt off his back. He has poured his heart into the fire service and the individuals that he has worked with for the past 10 years. Jesse is an in the trenches kind of leader. He sweats and bleeds with his guys on a daily basis and is one that you want covering your back when it hits the fan. You can find the GoFundMe page link in the comments that I'm going to share with you guys, along with the Castillo Way Fire Conference. And I want to share a little bit about the Castillo Way Fire Conference with you guys. Registration will open up June 10th at 8 a.m., and 100% of the proceeds will go to the Castillo family. The conference will be held August 9th through the 11th. So make sure you mark your calendars. You're not going to want to miss this. It's going to be held in the Woodlands, Texas, and there's 4 options that they're offering. Lecture pass only is going to be $100. Lecture pass with 2 days of engine hot is going to be $300. Lecture pass with 2 days of hot truck is $300. And the 3-day big water class is $300. Ultimately, prayers for Jesse and his family are greatly appreciated. And again, I will make sure to have the link to the registration is not available yet. It works, but it just goes to the page that where you will eventually be able to register. But I'm going to go ahead and link that so that way you guys can make sure you save that. And again, I'll make sure to link the GoFundMe for Jesse Castillo and his family. Next rung mission is to help combat mental health issues among firefighters and first responders. They want to be a beacon of hope during difficult times that many of them face. Mental health issues and an alarming amount of suicides have become a major problem among first responder profession. Next Rung offers free peer support via talk, text, social media messaging, email, Skype, or even FaceTime. They also offer help for first responders seeking professional resources, whether that's counseling or inpatient treatment. If you or a firefighter first responder you know is in need, simply text the word support to 1-833-698-7864, and Next Rung promises to walk with you through whatever it is that you're facing. Go to nextrung.org for more information. Firefighter Rescue Survey. If our mission is to save lives, our metric must be lives saved. Find Firefighter Rescue Survey on Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can be a part of helping the mindset match the metrics. Donations will be used to support the project expenses. Firefighter Rescue Survey, make a grab, make a report. Visit firefighterrescuesurvey.com to record a rescue, see the numbers, learn the data, support the mission, and listen in on the various podcasts on the topic. Upcoming conferences for 2024, mark your calendars and get registered. If you guys have any fire conferences that you would like shared on the Blast Out, which the Blast Out is literally blasted out all over Firehouse Vigilance social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, uh, all of his, all of Corley's and Firehouse Vigilance social media platforms, you will be able to get the blast out and the information out to those that listen. So if you have upcoming firefighter conferences, if you have um, fundraisers that you would like shared, please email that information to fhvpromo@gmail.com. I try to capture as I'm scrolling through social media, I try to capture as many conferences that I can, but ultimately, there's not enough time in the day for me to get to all, to see all of them. And so I would really appreciate if you guys do have something that you would like shared to please email me at fhvpromo@gmail.com and I will make sure to add it to the next blast out. So, again, mark your calendars for the upcoming conferences that I do have to share today. The Central Arizona Honor Guard Training Camp is open to fire service and law enforcement honor guards. It's going to be June 28th and 29th. That's going to focus on sharing techniques for detail formation and marching, arrangement and movement of national, state, and unit colors, as well as flag folding and presentation ceremonies, casket watch, casket movement, and ceremonial weapons handling and presentation. Again, that's June 28th and 29th. That will be the hands on training from 8 to 5. Participants will take part in the annual memorial ceremony for the Granite Mountain Hot Shots on June 30th in Prescott, Arizona, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. as uniformed members of the GMIHC Memorial Honor Guard. You can email cazhonorguard@gmail.com with any questions, and I will make sure to leave all the links to these conferences and training events in the comments. July 21st through 25th, Ohio Fire and Rescue Officer Development Conference in Columbus, Ohio. That you're going to have Corley Moore kicking it off on Sunday, July 21st. He's also going to open up Monday, the 22nd, with as a keynote speaker. August 27th through the 29th is Water on the Fire in Pensacola Beach, Florida. What you can expect at this year's conference is 3 days of lectures, maximizing water supply and application. Stay up to date with the latest advancements in hose and nozzle selection. Instructors include Kurt Isaacson, Tim Klett, Rob Fisher, Frank Lieb, Ray McCormick, Dave McGrell, John Norman, Dennis Riley, Kyle Romagus, Anthony Roette, Keith Stakes, DJ Stone, Shannon Stone, Eric Wheaton, Brent Brooks, Brian Brush, and Todd Edwards. September 6th through the 8th is Black Sheep Fire Conference. Friday and Saturday, you have 2 days of hot tracks with Todd Edwards, Kyle Romagus, Steve Robertson, and Dennis Riley. And Saturday, you have a full day of lecture with Corley Moore. And this year, they're offering a spouses track where I have the honor of speaking to the wives at this fire conference. Black Sheep Sisterhood is bringing me in for the spouses track, and Corley and I will be speaking on the same day. So it's going to be fun. Sunday lecture is Todd Edwards, Dennis Riley, and Kyle Romagus. September 12th through the 14th, First in Fire Conference. I just talked to Ryan McCormick about that. The instructors that I'll just reiterate the instructors that he's going to have there in Little Rock, Arkansas this year is Kurt Isaacson is going to be keynote. Then he's going to have Scott Thompson, Corley Moore, Clyde Gordon, Andy Starnes, Eric Budd, Dave Mellon, Todd Edwards, Jeremy Donch, and the Hot Tracks, which is going to be, let me go back up here to my notes because I want to make sure that I reiterate that as well. The Dadgum Push, Writ with a Fast Mindset and Mayday Mindset is going to be the hot there at First in Fire Conference. October 24th through the 26th is the Alamo Fire Conference in San Antonio, Texas. The lecture location is going to be at the Holiday Inn Riverwalk. That's the host hotel. And the hot location is San Antonio Fire Department Fire Training Academy. Keynote is Kurt Isaacson. Lectures by Dennis Laguerre, Rob Ramirez, Rich Stack, Tim Klett, Mike Champo, Walter Lewis, and again, I'll have the registration links and all the links to everything I just discussed will be in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for listening in on the volume 18 of the Blast Out. It's always a good time whenever I'm able to bring it to you guys and share the information. Again, if you have firefighter information that you would like shared, please email that to fhvpromo@gmail.com. Thank you guys. See you next time. Bye.